Madam Clerk, could you read the caption on 22?
Item number 22 is an ordinance approving a street name change of Enrique Barrera Pkway to Historic Old Highway 90 between U.S. Highway 90 access and South San Gabriel Avenue.
Is there a staff presentation? Councilmember Cabello-Haverda? There isn't one. Okay, we have several citizens signed up to speak, so let me go ahead and call folks forward who have signed up to speak on item 22, and then we'll move on to council discussion. So I'll call folks in order of the sign up. I'll call the next person in line. If you can be prepared to come up, we can get through this efficiently. We'll start with Michael Cooremans, and Mr. Cooremans, you'll be followed by Javier Gutierrez.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, Council. My name is Michael Cooremans, and I'm the representative of the VIVA Old Highway 90 Alliance, which consists of business and community members. We formed this group shortly after hearing of the name change of Old Highway 90. Unfortunately, our strong voice against the name change fell on deaf ears. Nevertheless, we decided to unite and to try to get back what was taken from the community. We have been relentless in our effort, and we hope and pray that this time we will be successful. The name change has definitely affected our business community and our residential community too. To this day, we continue to hear from many in the community, when are we going to get the name back? When are they going to change the name back? Keep in mind that there are many families that could not believe it and were truly hurt when the Old Highway 90 street name was changed. There are many generational family-owned businesses that have been on Old Highway 90 for decades. And a lot of this is due to our very own community that supports us. Mom and pop businesses have enough on their plate to stay afloat. So when the street name changed, it really hurt our business, and it's something we're still dealing with today. There's no formula to truly calculate how much business we have lost, nor how much potential business will be lost. Even with this added weight to our shoulders, our businesses still help out our community. The Old Highway 90 businesses, we bring a lot to the table. Last year alone, our small businesses contributed close to $1.7 million. And since the name change 6 years ago, we've contributed $10.2 million, despite our business losses. And that's just in 6 years. Keep in mind that many of our family-owned businesses that have been on Old Highway 90 have been there for 20, 30, 40, 50, and some 60 years plus. Our businesses have always been there for the community and for San Antonio. In 2018, the Office of Historic Preservation recognized Del Bravo Record Shop at 554 Old Highway 90 as the first recipient of the Legacy Business Program in San Antonio. Del Bravo was recognized for its valuable contribution to the city of San Antonio's culture and heritage landscape. It's the oldest record shop in Texas. They've been in business there for 56 years. In 2018, the City of San Antonio Historic and Design Commission, with the recommendation of the Office of Historic Preservation, designated the Old Highway 90 route and the surrounding community as a cultural heritage district. Now, this is only the second one given out by the city. The first one was given to the Jefferson Heights neighborhood in 2005. So these aren't just given out every day. Old Highway 90 is still recognized as part of the Old Spanish Trail Route 3, which was adopted for national military defense.
Mr. Frank, you're going to give him your time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This certainly ties Old Highway 90's heritage as part of San Antonio's roots that solidifies us today as Military City, USA. The city of San Antonio recognizes a Shop Small Business Day once a year. On Old Highway 90, we practice it year-round. Our Old Highway 90 is unique. It's a 4.5-mile stretch, is lined with mom and pop shops. You're not going to find any big box stores on Old Highway 90. What you'll find is that old small town look, that old small town feel, with its mom and pop molinos, taco houses, record shop, panaderias, tienditas, grocery stores, automotive shops, motels, fruterias, and more. You'll find all of that and more. The one thing you won't find is our historical street name. Hopefully, that can be restored today. At this time, the Save Old Highway 90 Alliance would like to acknowledge and thank Melissa Cabello-Haverda for listening, representing, and supporting the community, the impacted community. She has seen firsthand the community's passion and just how important the name means to us. I don't know how we're ever going to be able to repay you to be getting us to this point. Melissa D6 thanks you. At this time, and we had a lot more, but I want to say the rest. Everybody in the gallery, could please stand that wants to see the Old Highway 90 change. Come back. On behalf of the Old Highway 90 Alliance and the impacted District 6 community, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cooremans. Eugenio Rodriguez. If I can ask you all to keep the applause to a minimum so folks can hear their name called. Eugenio, you'll be followed by Ray Rodriguez.
We signed up so that we could give our time to them, but they had enough time, so we appreciate it. Oh,
You were giving your time to Mike?
no, it was to give to his time. I mean,
Okay.
it was to give my time, but...
So you're ceding the rest of your time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ray Rodriguez? Okay. Arturo Garza? Same thing? Okay. Irma Garza? Same thing? Irma Gutierrez? Mary Jane Martinez? Okay. And Jack Finger? Not ceding your time, Jack? All right.
Well, maybe actually you are, Mr. Mayor, because today, Mr. Mayor Nirenberg and other members of the City Council, for the record, my name is Jack M. Finger, and today is an occasion that's going to happen maybe once every 10 or 20 years. I, Jack Finger, am actually going to support an idea on your agenda. Yes, yes, what a glorious, glorious day this is, Mr. Mayor. Yes, after 5 or 6 years in limbo, the citizens finally won something. Yes, Old Highway 90, the name is coming back to that stretch of road that has history here in our city. Yes, thank God, citizens persisted and it happened. Yes, sadly a travesty occurred all those years ago, Mr. Mayor, and you remember that, Council, as I recall. And yes, sadly, it was decided to name the street, rename it to Enrique Barrera Boulevard. Was Mr. Barrera worthy of such an honor? A lot of people thought he was. I, who observed his performance here on council, knew otherwise. So, however, through the process, the multitude of residents on the street did not want the name change. They wanted Old Highway 90. They kept it there. They wanted it to be kept there because they knew the history behind it. But sadly, the powers that be at the time didn't see it as they did. And when they tried to change it, when it looked like there was going to be a real chance for such, another city council said, no, we're going to hijack this and put a big roadblock and make it 5 or 6 year requirement that it stay in place before it has a chance to happen again. Another travesty. And I don't think that has been taken off the books yet. So today, we can rejoice that the citizens have prevailed, that the Old Highway 90 is coming back. I thank God and I thank those who persisted. All you guys deserve a big applause for yourself there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Finger. That's everyone who signed up to speak on item 22. Councilmember Cabello-Haverda.
Thank you, Mayor. As we've heard today, in 2015, one of my predecessors sought to honor the late Honorable Enrique Barrera, an ordained deacon, Edgewood ISD school board member, and District 6 City Council member, by renaming the former Old Highway 90 to Enrique Barrera Pkway. The proposal went through the city process and successfully resulted in changing the name. Since that time, the business and community members that live and work on the historic roadway have sought to reverse the name change. Business leaders have described how their businesses have suffered due to their customers' confusion about the address. Community members maintain that the culture and personality of the surrounding neighborhoods was lost as they were so closely tied to the name Old Highway 90. The business and community members quickly organized the Old Highway 90 Alliance. In 2019, a survey was commissioned showing of a total 836 votes, 808 voted to support changing the name back to Old Highway 90. On December 2nd, 2021, a community-wide meeting was held by Development Services and the District 6 office at the San Antonio Food Bank. Over 80 individuals were in attendance. The support for changing the name back to Old Highway 90 was overwhelming. I mentioned just 2 opportunities showing community support for the name change, but I've had countless conversations with community members over the years, even before I was elected, and the response has been largely the same. As I've said before, I'm here to represent the neighborhoods and small businesses in my district, and their request is to change the name back. This has been clearly a community-led effort. Let me be clear, this request has nothing to do with discrediting the late Councilman Barrera. No community member has said he doesn't deserve the recognition. Councilman Barrera's work does indeed deserve recognition and a preservation of his outstanding legacy. I had the great honor of working with Councilman Barrera when he was a District 6 councilman and I worked in the mayor's office. Councilman Barrera was a kind, respectful, honorable, and modest man. It was clear how much Mr. Barrera cared for the people of District 6. It is my intention to honor Councilman Barrera in a different way, and along with our community. I would never want him or the Barrera family to be disrespected in any way, and the community members here have been always very respectful in their fight to change the name back. Mr. Barrera taught migrant children in Edgewood when not many people were helping this community. Mr. and Mrs. Barrera counseled young couples as part of their dedication to the church. Mr. Barrera was the salt of the earth, and honoring him is important. Paying homage to his dedication and countless years of work for the people of District 6, the Edgewood community, and our great city should not go unnoticed. And I will see to it that more is done. Today we see and recognize the neighborhoods of District 6 and Edgewood. We recognize the small business, the veterans groups, the community that has preserved the musical, artistic, car club, deep, rich culture that is historic Old Highway 90. This is very much a community-led effort. Kudos to Mike and Javier, small business leaders on Old Highway 90 and the Old Highway 90 Alliance. And who you see here is a small fraction of the alliance that's been in support for many years. Today, my friends, after a long fight, you get your identity back. Viva Old Highway 90. I move to approve the street name change from Enrique M. Barrera Pkway to historic Old Highway 90 with memorial designation of Enrique M. Barrera.
All right, there's a motion and a second for approval as stated by Councilmember Cabello Haverda of item 22. Is there any discussion? Councilmember Bravo.
Deacon Enrique M. Barrera was a public servant. He served over 20 years with the Texas Department of Commerce. He was a board member with Edgewood ISD for 12 years, and he voted with the full board to sue the state over school financing for equality in education funding. He also served 5.5 years on council, 10 years as deacon, and his family never asked for this road to be named after him. This was an initiative by Councilman Ray Lopez at the time, but I want to thank Councilwoman Melissa Cabello Haverda for memorializing his name and allowing his memory to rest in peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Bravo. All right, there's a motion and a second for approval of item 22. Hearing no further discussion, please vote. Motion carries. All right, we do have an exec session. Do we have a city manager's report?